Thank you so much.
Alrighty, hello, my friends. It is noon on Wednesday, April 29th, and we get to talk about one of my very favorite topics today, results at work. Results at work, declaring our results at work, and being all in on creating results at work because I'm going to put my CEO hat on here and I'm going to tell you, you know what CEOs pay for? They pay for results. So, whether you are a CEO, okay, and it's your customers that are paying for results, or you are an employee and at some level, right, it's your CEO that is paying you for results. It's all about the results, man. And I know that can be super difficult to hear because, again, like everything else, we want effort to matter. We desperately want effort to matter. And I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about this yesterday in my own business because of course, I run the coaching and consulting business and I have the locker. And the locker is the upcycled shipping container that we do food production in, that we have patient medical space in, that we have morgue space in. And let me tell you the number of calls I've had this week about the locker. It's always been a good idea, and all of a sudden it's been much, much, much more visible, right? I've made it more visible, the sales and marketing I talked about on Monday, I talk about, right? And so here's the thing is that what people want, they want results. And I am in the middle of rereading The Lean Startup. So it's by Eric Ries. And it takes lean principles, which I of course teach people in my business, because if you're doing HACCP, you're like kind of necessarily doing lean, so it fits in like really, really well. But when you do a lean startup, okay, or you approach something within your business from a lean perspective, it can kind of mean something different. And part of the lean process is learning, okay? And we talk around here about failing forward. And because that's what, that's what my coach talks about, is she talks about failing forward, right? And failing forward is how we grow. And I was doing my coaching yesterday, prepping myself for May, which you can see my stuff behind me. Like I record videos to introduce the month for my customers on our membership site. And I was doing the workbook. So I do my own workbooks every month because I love them. It's like the work that I do, right? And I wrote down the sentence, I wonder if I am substituting failing forward for getting results. And I got in a little bit of mind drama about what that means. Okay. And so that's kind of dive into today, because that's where really I am, and I make no bones about it. Like a lot of these lives that I do are lives that are lives where I'm like self-coaching myself. Like you get to see me being me and how I do all of this thought work, because there are so many of you who are just super brand new to this idea, and I want to make it approachable. I want to make it seem like real live everyday human beings do this, because I do it every day and I do a lot of it like flat in front of you, which is kind of fun, right? So when I sat down and I wrote that sentence out, am I substituting failing forward for actually producing results? And now I will tell you, it was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I am not my sharpest at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had a long day yesterday. I've had a long week, as many of you know. And I wrote that down and I showed it to Andrew. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put this down and I'm going to think about it later, because we don't always have to, I want to tell you, we don't always have to feel all of the feelings of frustration and things like that. Like, ask me about my internet. Like, I hope it doesn't go out during this, but it may. So bear with me. I'll just come back on. But I think that there's probably this myth, and I might even be pretty guilty of perpetuating this, that I plan my day, right? And I plan my day from 6 o'clock to 7:15. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, I am on my exercise bike writing in my workbooks. And by 7:15, at night, I am snuggled in bed with my kids with Andrew reading to us. And there's not a whole lot of downtime in between those two things. Now, there's personal time in there, right? Like, I schedule eating lunch and everything. That's what I'm doing after this. There's certainly personal time in there, but I don't like sit down and put in, okay, now it's time to feel my feelings. Like, I don't schedule that. Maybe I should, but I have a lot of people who want to talk to me, okay? And I really want to be there for my clients. Now, can I be there for my clients if I'm sitting in frustration around my internet and my computer? No, I really can't. However, I have a deep and vast well of willpower that I can draw upon, that I can be present enough to gather enough information to move projects forward and that sort of thing. But as I was writing yesterday, I was sort of wondering if I look at all of the tasks that I am doing, and maybe it isn't, and substituting failing forward, but substituting task accomplishment and equating task accomplishment with failing forward. And then equating failing forward with learning, and then creating, and then because I'm learning, I'm making a better product that will go out there and sell. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit convoluted, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward, is that in order for me to create results at work, and there are really only two results that I care about. There are two results that I care about at work. One is profitability. Okay, total revenue and profitability metrics, which are pretty standard. My other big metric that I do in my work is, did everybody go on vacation? Okay. And so I've been on vacation this year, but I might be my only person in my business that's been on vacation this year. So we'll see how that runs its course. Okay. And the reason I use vacation as a metric and a result is because if everybody can go on vacation, our customers are being serviced at the highest level, because it means that the processes are all working and our customers are able to get there and get their results, even if one person or another is not here. Okay. So my first question for you around the topic of the day, which is work, is, what are the results that you are looking for? Okay, so like behind me in May in the power group, we are doing trace and lotting. Okay, you have to have results around trace and lotting. I was talking with a client this morning, and she was going digging in her freezer, and she has all of these, I don't know what kind of produce it was, but all this frozen produce that nobody put a lot code on. It is surpassingly difficult to know whether or not you met all of your compliance that you need to if you haven't lot coded anything. Because where's the paperwork, right? And I work in a very paperwork dependent industry. And so we look at things around results from a very narrow scope. So like it says back there, make sure your SOP is implemented, and the SOP is trace and lotting. Well, what is it that you have to do in your work that's actually implemented and functioning and working? Because that's the result that we go for, right? That's why we manage our minds. That's why we figure out the how. It doesn't do anybody any good if if all you've got is a 15-page to-do list, a to-do list isn't a result. I don't pay my people to have a to-do list. I pay my people to have a to-done list, right? Your boss pays you for a to-done list. And so then the question is, if you have your to-do list, you've scheduled all of the things on your to-do list with an amount of time in your calendar, and you show up and do them no matter what. Did you create the results that you declared? Okay, so the results I declare in the universe, signing 5 new clients, and I'm getting really close. I'm super excited. Signing new clients, getting more customers, doubling your CSA volume, putting a locker on and selling. Where are you confusing the process as a means to an end versus the end itself? And where are you being satisfied with learning versus learning and implementing? Okay? Because I think that's really what I was asking myself yesterday is, am I being satisfied with learning about my customers, or am I creating real results and change? Okay. And I want to take the money back guarantee that I announced this week. Okay. So my coaching program now comes with a money back guarantee. Okay. I am so sure that the process I use and the tools that I use and everything that I have is life-changing. I am willing to put time and money and effort on the line if you are also willing to put time, money, and effort on the line, right? We are going in. I'm 100% responsible for the relationship if you're 100% responsible for the relationship. And that's an amazing place to be. And it took me a long time to get there, but I'm super proud of where I am right now. I have one simple offer. I have one thing to be doing. I have one guarantee. It's like all in and we're doing it. Okay. And so I have decided that a money back guarantee is a result in my business, because here's the other thing. You can decide what results are. Now, if you're an employee, you're hopefully your CEO or your boss or whatever is telling you what results they are expecting, right? And so while in my business, I'm always about, it's much better to beg forgiveness than ask permission, because Lord knows I can't do it all. I expect results out of my people. All the broadcast emails are done, all the videos are uploaded, all the whatever the things are, I expect those results, and they know, and that's communicated. So there's a difference between what they should be doing and what I expect them and pay them to do, because I'm allowed to do that. I pay them for that. That's our contractual working relationship. So am I substituting learning and failing forward for massive action and results in my business? Having a money back guarantee is a result in my business. There are not a whole lot of coaches that offer money back guarantees. Okay. We already have guarantees associated with the locker because it's a thing. We have terms of service and sales and all service level agreements, all that jazz. So that was already in there with that. And so that's a result. Now, will it create, is it a accomplished result? Yes, it's absolutely an accomplished result. It is something I have accomplished. It's up on my webpage like right now, and we're making it even more visible. Okay. I've probably sent out 25 emails between now and when I announced it, maybe telling people about it, inviting them to book a call to come into the coaching program. And so there's that is massive. That is like action. Okay. That is like booking time on the calendar. I just booked it and did it before I got on this call, and sending out those emails. Sending out an email is a result. So if you were on the webinar on Monday, and I was talking about like my list of 90 and that sort of thing, that's a result. Okay. Then is it a accomplished result? Yes. Sending an email is an accomplished result. But the metric that I actually need to measure by is not number of emails that I send, right? Because emails are not results. Booked calls are results. And then clients coming into the coaching business is a result, and then clients getting results is a result. And of course, I use that my did everybody go on vacation metric for that, because what do I advertise? Freedom, right? Like literally freedom to have weekends. I was talking with a client, and she's like, "Oh my God, Michelle, since we started working together, I've actually had my weekends." Like, to me, that's an amazing result. Is it going on vacation? No, but nobody can go on vacation right now. So that's what we're talking about, results. And you've got to figure out, what are your working results? What are your accomplished results? And how do the two of them meet and create the life that you want, create the freedom that you want, create the wealth that you want? And I do this by asking myself a ton of questions, like you just saw, right? And so what does that like look like? So we've decided to start doing cohort analysis, all right? And I'm going to spend the next 60 days doing cohort analysis, right? And I will have more information about people coming through my system at the end of that 60 days, right? And so this is something I learned from the Lean Startup. That will be learning. We will have to do a lot of things in order to make meaningful data at the end of 60 days to understand how our cohort analysis actually worked. How much time did we spend on it? Is it worth our time? All of that good sort of stuff. Okay. So that when I have done that, I will be able to make more decisions. I'll be able to look at the April cohort versus the May cohort. So April cohort, no money back guarantee. May cohort, money back guarantee. Did that money back guarantee make a difference? Okay. So when you're looking at results in the world, I want you to ask yourself, how can you tell if you're creating results that actually drive you forward and create the freedom that you want? A lot of it goes back to the feeling, okay? And what you feel like at the end of the day. And you're not going to feel good at the end of the day every single time. I promise. All right. But when you're in there and you're doing the work, like I come on to these lives, like I've done it every single solitary day for I think like 6 weeks now. I can go count them on the YouTube channel. That's an accomplished result. Like people are like, "Oh my God, you go live every day. That's amazing." I love going live. Like I'm sitting here. I love having these conversations. I love being so open and honest and vulnerable and courageous, because I feel like I can teach people how to do that because they tell me I teach them how to do it. Right. And that's a result. And so how you know whether or not you are failing forward is if you are creating results, whether little incremental results or just looking back at what you scheduled to do that day and noticing whether or not you actually did it, or you did more than that, which is generally what happens to me. Okay. Which is also something I'm working on because then that uses a lot of my own willpower, right? And so if we look at it and you're trying to figure out, what results am I looking to create? With my people, we look at wealth, we look at community, and we look at compliance. Those are the buckets that I have for people, because that's what, I mean, I'm a regulatory veterinarian. I work in food safety. If you have another kind of business, or you are talking about your life in general, I recommend you look at the buckets of health, wealth, and relationships. Okay. Health looks a lot like, are you feeling better? Are you losing the weight? Are you stopping drinking? Wealth looks a lot like, are you doing the work that you said you were going to do? Are you understanding your incoming money and your outgoing money? Are you creating wealth in your life, however it is that you define it? Are you growing the assets in your life? of which I have talked ad nauseum about earlier in this series. Okay, and then of course there's relationships, and relationships can be harder to quantify, but relationships look like: are you calling your best friends? Are you emailing? Are you having, like I have a kind of mastermind group that I work with. We're refugees from another coaching program, and we do kind of like a happy hour kind of thing, and we get on Zoom and we talk to each other, right? And we do it about every 2 weeks, and so are you doing things like that? And building relationships with people and connecting with people, or building relationships with yourself. Okay. There are lots of different ways to measure those things, and you can spend a lot of time measuring them. I have like 2 metrics that drive my business. And while we measure what matters, it's really important to spend time thinking about how to measure your results and not spend too much time in metrics, because the more time you dive into metrics, the less time you're actually creating results, right? So what results are you willing to commit to this week around your work? Whatever work that you do, what results are you willing to commit to? And when you commit to those results, how do you feel? Okay. So when I commit to the results of 5 new clients, I'm pretty excited and energized, right? I want to create 5 new clients. And how do I act when I want to create 5 new clients? I roll out a money back guarantee. Okay. I create a much stronger privacy policy so that, for example, people in California are more comfortable working with me, because I was in compliance with California law, but now I've published that I'm in compliance with California law, right? And I will tell you that takes money. Like, it's not like I can write that. My lawyer writes that for me, right? So those are things about how I act. I send emails, I do extra webinars, I talk to people, I do my own self-coaching around showing up in presence and acceptance and sufficiency and possibility, right? I'm so excited about getting 5 more people into my coaching program, because of the possibility we unleash and all of the strength in local food systems that unleashes at the exact time where we sort of desperately need it, right? And so when you declare results and you find possibility there, it's amazing, right? And so then, as I build evidence, so I'm going through one of my water models. The evidence that I build is this kind of fun, though, right? It's fun to get on the phone and talk about possibility. It's fun to tell people I am so all in on what I do, I give a money back guarantee, right? I'm so all in on it. I am so all in on my client's transformation, I give a money back guarantee, right? I'm so all in on my transformation, I act as if it is guaranteed. That's wicked fun, guys. Right? And so what results do I create? I create those clients. I attract the people with whom I am supposed to be working. And that's amazing. And that's super amazing. And you can do the same exact thing. But I want to point out that it all started with you telling yourself the truth of your work life, and understanding what you thought about it, and then feeling however you feel, right? However it is that you feel about your work life, you just feel it. It's totally fine. Okay. And then once you've felt all of those feelings, then you look at having what it is that you have at work, whatever the title is, whatever the projects you manage are, whatever the connections you have are, whatever it is, and wanting what you want. Maybe you want a promotion. Maybe you want to get paid more. Maybe you want, better health benefits. Maybe you want to sell more of whatever it is that you sell, because you know how life-changing it is. That's amazing. Do that. So do that, right? Go out and connect with your people to do that. And that's how you know what results you are creating, because that community, which is what we have in common between health, wealth, and relationships, because you could also say health, wealth, and community, and wealth, community, and compliance. It's all about community, right? And so if you're looking to understand and a place to start with results in your life, start with community around the work that you do. And see how you are building community. See how you are creating trust and credibility and growing in trust and credibility with the people with whom you are connected, right? And you will see amazing results from that. All right, my friends. That's what I got for you today. You are all completely amazing. I love you so much. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about incoming money results. Those were pretty cut and dry, I got to tell you. So, incoming money results, my friends. And let's do it. As always, you know where to find me. If you're interested in coming into the coaching program, I'd absolutely love to have you. Again, money back guarantee. It's pretty awesome. Tell your friends. And I will see you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. I love you all. Bye-bye.